To be honest, Sophie, that is seriously uncultured.
Dabota is not a good hostess. You don't say that to your guest. Even if you felt it, even if you think it, even if you heard from somewhere, you don't utter derogatory words to your guest.
Person will get jetty. Being so angry about it doesn't change the fact that I am the definition of soft life. She has to create it. I don't.
You will learn that I'm not the one.
You would learn too.
You will learn that I'm not the one.
You will learn too.
I'm not the one, Sophie.
You will learn too.
Keep that energy far away from me.
You would learn.
Oh my goodness. Guys. Woo! Lord have mercy. Guys, this particular episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos, season 3, was just way more than I could handle. For real. Not me looking for drama. And now the drama has arrived. It's like I cannot swallow it. It was a lot. Guys, I could feel my temperature rising as these ladies were going at each other. It was insane. It was insane. And I must admit, though, I was kind of disappointed in Diadem. I was disappointed because, girl, you do not want to come on a show like this. And instead of you to stand on your own, be a one-woman mopo. I mean, nobody's saying you shouldn't have a friend or defend your friend or whatnot, but you don't want to be that person that is like, a puppy. If they whistle, pew, 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 you will just show up and you want to fight your friend's fight. It doesn't really make sense. Diadem was given, if Dabota, snaps her fingers, I am coming to arrest, I'm coming to come and fight. I'm like, girl, come on. You are a woman of your own. And worse for me is, I thought people said you're just acquaintances. The way you are carrying Dabota's fight on your head, it's giving, she's my ride or die. She's my soulmate. If anybody comes for her, I will attack. Or if she has anybody in mind, I will help her to execute the fight. It was not making sense at all. It wasn't. And the whole business of her just going for the other women, simply because Dabota has issues with them being late. It just does not really make sense. We talked about this on the previous episode, the previous review I did about episode 5, that it just does not make sense. It doesn't. And it kind of made her look low. It made her look small. She infantilized herself. What was all that talk about? You go collect during her confessionals. I'm like, girl, come on. You don't want to be giving off ratchet vibes or street vibes here. Nobody is coming for you. You are the one that was frowning your face and you were giving off this negative energy when the ladies came to the bonfire, the fire pits during the bonfire night. And they're trying to address it and you are, I wasn't giving attitude. Girl, if you are upset, say it. Everybody saw that you were giving attitude. You were frowning your face. And guys, you see, the shocking part for me was when Carolyn revealed that while she was keeping in touch with Dabota, because she was running late, she had also reached out to Diadem to apologize. And guys, how many people would do that? Because if you think about it, Diadem is not even the host. Courtesy demand that if you're going to be running late, you inform the host, which was exactly what Carolyn did, which was exactly what Mariam did. So which one is Diadem's own in there? I mean, I understand. She has every right to be upset because, of course, 2 hours is a long time to wait for people. But rightfully so, the person that should have been upset was the host, Dabota. So Dabota was upset, but then there was an excuse for that, a valid excuse for that. And the people were running late, they had explained. So Diadem now carrying the whole matter on her head, despite the fact that Carolyn, even though she did not have to, but had apologized to Diadem, had sent her messages and whatnot at around 1 p.m., according to Carolyn, and Diadem had responded that it was cool, it was fine, there was no issues whatsoever. But then was still giving off attitude and a negative vibe when the others had arrived. It just did not make sense. It was childish. It was immature. Because on my previous video, I had asked her, okay, come. why didn't Diadem come out as well, to welcome the women? And then I created an excuse for her that, okay, fine, maybe she was tired. But then now we know that she was actually upset. So, girl, why were you still mad? Why were you still mad? Even after this woman had apologized to you, and even the way she spoke to Mariam on the phone, it just did not make sense. Now, onto Sophia not giving Dabota a gift from her brand, just like she had presented to the other ladies. Frankly speaking, that was completely wrong. That was completely wrong. I'm not going to say it wasn't called for, because if we're going to be honest about it, I mean, Dabota had it coming. She had been attacking this woman unprovoked right from the very get-go. Yes, we talked about it on my previous review of episode 5. I mean, if there was anybody that Dabota should have been upset with, it would have been the people that she had directly invited, So just channeling all of that anger and aggression towards Sophia simply because Sophia was coming in her own boat and not the boat that Dabota had actually booked, it just did not make sense. And Sophia had given her reasons that, listen, nobody gave me any single information that it was a must that everybody would leave with the boat that Dabota had rented. And she had a valid point as well, that she has a jetty right downstairs outside her house. So why would she now have to take a trip all the way to Lekki Phase 1, which is some sort of distance, from Banana Island where she lives, just because she wanted to go to a beach resort where she already has a boat of her own? And that's a valid excuse. So Dabota was definitely in the wrong by not being a good host. Yes, Sophia then deciding to not give Dabota a gift was just her simply giving Dabota more ammunition, more reason, to say nasty things about her. And it was Dabota calling Sophia all sorts of names for me during her confessionals. That was completely uncouth, if we're being honest about it. You don't know this person, you're calling this person uncultured. Can somebody tell Dabota that the uncultured thing was what she did? Channeling aggression like that on Sophia by switching the rooms, by making all those nasty comments, that was her being uncultured. So her referring to Sophia as uncultured. I'm like, sis, look at the mirror. You have been uncultured towards this woman before you even met her in person. You don't continuously say uncultured. It is wrong. You are wrong. Accept you're wrong. So, yes, I totally understood where Sophia was coming from. She was hurt. She said her room was so uncomfortable. There were bugs. The AC was not working at night. She could not sleep. And yes, she probably did not want to inconvenience the other women by going to share rooms with Carolyn. Yes, so she had to deal with it. But then, still, she should not have pulled off that stunt of not giving Dabota a gift. Back to Diadem. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not like the way Diadem addressed Carolyn. That was very disrespectful. Carolyn was soft. She was gentle. She was respectful with the way she was addressing Diadem, with the way she was speaking to Diadem. She was very, very kind about it as well. Yes, she did not come from the angle of attack. She did not come from the angle of, I'm trying to set you up for drags by the other women. No, she was trying to let Diadem see where Diadem had given her the cold shoulder. She was trying to explain to Diadem, for Diadem to see how Diadem's attitude towards her during the bonfire night had made her feel uncomfortable. But Diadem then getting unnecessarily aggravated, because she was like, I did not do anything. I felt like Diadem was lying. I felt like she was lying. She knew that she had given the cold shoulder to those ladies. She knew, but she was lying. Yeah. So the way she was like, that was completely disrespectful. And we're not trying to say that, and because Carolyn is probably older than her and she should have shown respect. No, we're talking about you're having a conversation with someone and the person is gently trying to explain how you hurt them or how you disrespected them. You should also try to match the same energy. Be gentle, be respectful. You see that thing about, guys, this is Nigeria. When you address people like that, if that person is not your best friend, if people are not just having a friendly banter, it is disrespectful. no matter how you want to put it, it is disrespectful. Because I had them saying that, oh, but you're also using hand gestures. There's a difference between how people use hand gestures respectfully and how people use hand gestures disrespectfully. Caroline's hand gestures were not disrespectful. She was like, no, this was how he did it. It was wrong. But Diadem was like, wait. This was disrespectful. It was disrespectful. There's no two ways about it. And I just wished that Diadem could have just calmed down to see reason. But it felt like and see guys, I said it before at the start of this season of this show that Diadem looks like she's calm. That girl looks like she's got a knot that could get loose in her head at any point in time. And she completely displayed that in this particular episode. And it was quite disappointing. Now, it might have seemed like she felt caged, right? Some people are defensive when people are trying to correct them about what they did. And I totally get it. She probably could have felt that way at some point. But all it took was for her to take accountability for her actions and be calm about it. Have a calm conversation. You're not talking to your mate. You're not talking to your age group. You're having a conversation with women that are also just as reputable as you. You people are mothers. So you're not talking to a child. Be calm. Pass on your point and people will hear you. So that hand gesture for me was completely disrespectful. On to Mariam. Ladies and gentlemen. See ya. Mariam just proved on this episode that it is only during her confessionals that she has mouth. That she has action. Because Caroline was right. Mariam complained the most about Diadem's attitude during the bonfire night. She complained the most. She had been complaining and she brought up the conversation during her and Caroline's past session. So her now flipping the script. First of all, being very quiet, and even when Caroline had asked her to speak and also express her grievances, the fact that she was even trying to act like, no, I didn't say much. You and I, we actually talked about it. Like she was trying to make it look like she already trashed things out with Diadem and it was only Caroline that had a problem with Diadem. She is not in the mix of it all. They should handle their business. Mariam acted like a snake. That was a snake-like behavior. And I'm glad that Caroline did not give too much energy to that, But I love the fact that Caroline also pointed it out during her confessionals that no, Caroline talked the most, or rather, Mariam complained the most. But she's going to allow Mariam and Diadem deal with it, But Mariam really disappointed me because all that mouth, all that action that she normally does during her diary, during her confessionals, I'm like, girl, you found my hand. You should have put to action all the things you've been saying during your confessionals, so that we know that you're not a coward. Just when you're acting like you don't want to fight, girl. Come off for a road, Jerry. You disappointed me. Now, onto the heated altercation between Dabota and Sophia. Ladies and gentlemen, if I were to tell you everything that those two fired at each other, this video is going to extend into 2 hours because it was a lot. It was a lot. These people were firing shots here and there at each other. It was intense. It was insane. But if I were to give you just a summary and also to give you my verdict of what I thought about that whole situation, I would tell you for free that honestly, frankly speaking, Dabota was wrong. She came at Sophia unprovoked. And it made me wonder if she was scared of Caroline or Mariam. Because as I said before, those are the people that she should have been channeling her anger at. And Caroline said the same thing. Why are you attacking this woman? It is us you should be attacking. So even calling Sophia a +1, that was completely unnecessary. And the other ladies confirmed that Sophia has as much right as all of them, that Sophia is not a +1. Sophia is not like all those friends that they bring to come and have brief conversations with the women. No, she is a bona fide member of the clique. So Dabota trying to belittle her was very condescending. Because she used the word condescending to describe Sophia. And Sophia was being condescending, completely misconstruing everything Sophia was saying to score cheap points. And I felt like, no, Dabota, you were wrong. And once again, it made me wonder, are you afraid of Caroline? Because all what you're doing to Sophia, it's either of two things. It's either she was just transferring the aggression she should have transferred at Caroline to Sophia, or she has heard a lot of things about Sophia in the real world and was just using that opportunity to attack Sophia. So the energy she was giving, it felt like there was a lot more to it than just the fact that Sophia conveyed those two ladies with her boat to the resort. It was like there was a lot more to it, and it was completely uncalled for. The energy was just too toxic and negative from Dabota towards Sophia. Talking about you're a plus one, you shouldn't be arguing. It is uncultured. You are mad. Come on, it was a lot. And I love the fact that Sophia stood her ground and defended herself. She defended herself because she had to. Because if you ask someone, oh, how is your room now? And the person tells you, well, I still hate my room. I still don't like my room. But what are you expecting? Because you deliberately gave the person the room that had the view of the trash. It was intentional. You did it on purpose. So you cannot defend yourself by saying that, well, I'm the host, I get to choose who stays in what room. It is the intention that matters. And Dabota's intentions were not pure. So you cannot use that to defend yourself by saying that, you are a plus one. You have no right to complain about anything. I tried to extend friendship to you. That no, your intentions were not pure. Your intentions were negative from the get-go. So I loved that Sophia stood her ground. And she did it in a very, very demure way. I have a boat. Soft life is not cheap. I have a boat. And that's it. That's on period. So ladies and gentlemen, I love this women. I love Dabota. I've always said it. I love her demureness. I love how classy and elegant she is. But with this past two episodes, it was just very obvious that she was being very, very toxic towards Sophia for no valid reason. No valid reason. Maybe there are some things that were not being shown. Maybe there are some things that were edited. I do not know. But based on what they are showing us on the show, Dabota was just being unnecessarily toxic and mean towards Sophia. She was giving mean girl energy. She was giving bullying energy. And what's her name now? Diadem, that one was giving ride along. Anything Dabota does, I will support. Anything Dabota, and all this talk about you go collect, like I'll deal with you type of thing in Nigerian slang, that was giving toxic and ratchet vibes. Completely uncalled for. Completely uncalled for. And it felt like Dabota was threatening Sophia by saying that you will learn that I am not the one. You will learn. Come on. How did it get to that point? How? So I feel like there's a lot that we are not being shown that's probably going on behind the scenes, because Dabota's anger towards Sophia, it was just too much. Is it just because of a boat, or is there more to it? What are they dragging that we do not know about? I would love to learn more. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here right now because I would love to hear your thoughts. So please go ahead and share the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing evening. Bye.